Fact 1. Michael Steele and Jack Williams were convicted based on the evidence of the supergrass Darren Nichols. They were convicted solely based on that evidence. Convictions based on uncorroborated supergrass evidence have long been considered unsafe. Fact 2. Darren Nichols lied. He was caught out several times telling lies during his evidence. Fact 3. The jury dismissed his evidence regarding the shotgun found at Michael Steele's home as lies. They found Steele not guilty of that matter. It is bizarre and wrong that his evidence was then accepted as correct in relation to the murders. Fact 4. Darren Nichols blatantly lied about the fact that Steele had also shot Tate with a shotgun. The forensics show only one gun was used. Fact 5. In 2002, the Court of Appeal requested Hertfordshire Police to carry out an investigation into the fact Nichols had been paid by the media and had met the media before the trial. That operation was codenamed Obtain. During their inquiries, they obtained 5 statements from other supergrasses within the Blogs 19 system who had served time with Nichols. They stated that Nichols admitted telling lies about the murders and had been coached by Essex police. The CCRC covered these statements up. Fact 6. Steele's alibi has since been corroborated by the UK's leading expert on cell site, David Bristow. Steele was nowhere near Essendon at the time that Essex police claimed they were murdered, between 1848 and 1859 hours, the alleged come and get us call. Fact 7. Steele knew Nichols was a police informant. Why would he use a known police informant to act as a getaway driver? Why would he use a £50 scrapper of a car that kept breaking down as a getaway car? Fact 8. No one ever did a timeline of the movements of Tate, Tucker and Rolfe prior to the murders. When done, the timeline evidences that Tate, Tucker and Rolfe could not have been in Workhouse Lane between 1844 and 1859, the time Nichols and the Essex police claim they were murdered. Fact 9. If Steele was in the Range Rover, there would have been forensics, fibres, DNA or fingerprints. There were none. There were no Wellington boot prints going to or from the scene. Nichols claimed both Steele and Williams wore Wellingtons. Fact 10. According to Nichols, Williams is the cold-blooded assassin who shot Tucker, Tate and Rolfe dead in cold blood. A car mechanic involved in petty crime with no history of violence or use of weapons. A man who went on to become a model prisoner and secured early release as a result. A man who had no motive to kill them. Fact 11. The motive put forward by Nichols regarding the Sarah Saunders warning has long since been discredited. Neither Steele or Williams had a motive. Fact 12. Nichols was in a thoroughly corrupt relationship with DC Bird. He was an unregistered informant until April 1996 and then became registered in the pseudonym Ken Rugby. Bird was close to the members of the murder squad and had intimate knowledge of their investigation and, importantly, who they believed was responsible. Bird and Nichols both claimed they never discussed the resident murders, despite Nichols working at Steele's home for several months. Bird likely told Nichols what was going on in the murder investigation. When arrested for the drugs, Nichols played his ace card. Essex police jumped on it and charged Steele and Williams immediately, despite there being no evidence at the time of their involvement. Nichols had not even been properly debriefed. Fact 13. There was absolutely no evidence or even intelligence within the disclosed Essex police files that Steele was involved. There is one reference to him possibly knowing who was involved. There is no evidence or intelligence at all naming Worms. Fact 14. Essex police believed Steele was involved from day one, despite no evidence. This was based on a rumour within the criminal fraternity, fed back by a police undercover officer. Their investigation was blinkered. They ignored every other lead or evidence, including the Jasper account. Fact 15. The whole investigation was mired in police corruption. Operation Apache, involving Bird, was described in 2020 by the senior investigating officer as the worst and largest corruption case in Essex police history. Essex police have hidden the truth and never disclosed the full material from Operation Apache. Officers involved have said their terms of reference changed from gathering evidence against Bird to cleansing him to avoid him standing in the dock with Steele and Worms. Operation Apache was never fully disclosed. The DI, George Florence, who played a major part in the Rettendon murder investigation, was himself the target of a corruption investigation, codename Grenadier, in 1997 and 1998. He resigned as a result. Essex police never disclosed this vital information. Other murder squad officers have been convicted of dishonesty or sacked for misconduct. Essex police has never disclosed any details. Fact 16. The Jasper account is compelling. It is detailed and much of it has now been corroborated. Jasper gave this evidence 5 months before Nichols gave similar facts. These are just some of the facts of the Rettendon murders. There is much more.